Yo, what up guys? Welcome to the video for today. Coming to you from my quiet home outside of LA with the vertical iPhone today. Just finished the first couple chapters of an interesting book, kind of a hard read. I haven't read a book in a minute, so it was a little bit difficult, especially this book. It's like a scientific sort of intellectual book with a lot of interesting new concepts and a little bit hard ideas to kind of wrap your mind around. So it's been fun just challenging myself and going back to reading, especially with a strangely difficult book like this. But it's called Antifragile by Nassim Taleb. Um, and the main concepts he's pushing in the first couple chapters are just the definition of antifragile. So there's no opposite of the word fragile currently. Fragile meaning if something is exposed to randomness, uncertainty, risk, hardship, or just randomness essentially, then it stands a very high chance at breaking and just being destroyed because it's fragile. The opposite of fragile is there actually is no word in the English dictionary that means the exact opposite of fragile. The meaning would have to be if something is exposed to risk, uncertainty, then it stands to gain. It stands to grow from that. An example of this is the human body. If it's exposed to randomness, harsh environments, cold environments, impact, working out, or just, random uncertain events are placed on the human body, or the human body goes through those events, then it stands to grow. It'll get stronger, your muscles will build, it'll get tougher, and it'll gain resistance to those events and uncertainties. An example of this is like you can get immunity to poison basically by ingesting like a little bit less than lethal amounts and then increasing the dose. You can gain almost a resistance to poisons. And then like working out is a good example of it. So your muscles just grow from that. But I wanted to compare it to game a little bit. Game, I've realized, is the same way. Game is anti-fragile. The more uncertainty, the more risks, the more randomness that your game is exposed to, then the stronger it becomes, the tighter it gets. An example of this is if you're doing game in, like a small town where there's not many variables, no one else is really, doing game, then there's not going to be a whole lot of competition. There's not going to be a whole lot of stressors or uncertainty or risk. It's going to be pretty, straightforward. The girls are going to be mostly receptive in a small town where they're never getting hit on or approached. For the most part, the girls are going to be very nice. Your game is not going to have to evolve and grow that much. You won't have to. And it's not going to be exposed to a lot in such an environment. However, if you go to environments that are more chaotic, more hectic, more random, there's tons of stuff going on, your game is going to have to grow a lot more, or your game just will grow a lot more. If you're going for what you want and you're exposing your game and yourself to the uncertainties and the risks of a more chaotic and more random environment, for example, the streets of New York City, Manhattan, Fifth Avenue, Bryant Park, tons of shit going on, tons of different girls, or even, just any chaotic city like that. If you take your game around the world and just put it out there in a lot of different cities, it's going to show qualities of being anti-fragile. It's going to take those random events, those things that happen to you, your game and yourself, and it's going to get stronger. It stands to benefit from those risks. Your game gets tighter because it has to. if you're going for what you want and you're subjecting yourself and your game to, you know, girls who've been hit on 10 times that day, girls that are coming off their jobs and are pissed and just want to get home and to go to sleep, girls who are going to yoga class, the hottest girls in the world, groups of hot girls, groups of guys with girls, just any random event or thing that takes place in New York City, your game's going to have to evolve. You're going to have to figure out, you know, new solutions. You're going to have to think on your feet. Your game is going to get tighter. So that's the point of the video. Game is Antifragile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more daily insights on game and how to improve at it, check out the link in my description and subscribe to the newsletter. It's free. Thank you for watching.